Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I am discussing some few exercises of the reproduction in plants class A. Right? Now just let us see, fill in the blanks. Fusion of gametes results in a single cell structure called zygote. Right? Transfer of pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. The undifferentiated mass of cells developed through tissue culture technique is called callus. Pollination between two flowers present on two different plants is called cross pollination. After fertilization, the ovules develop into seed. The outermost wall of a flower is called calyx. Stamens consist of anther and filament. During germination, the plumule develops into shoot system. Stamens in the male part of a flower. Stamen is the male part of a flower. Yes, the statement is true. Vegetative propagation is a slow process. False. Vegetative propagation is a fast process. In vegetative propagation, the characteristics of a plant do not change. Yes, the statement is true. Bacteria reproduce by binary fission. Yes, the statement is true. They reproduces by binary fission. Plants also reproduce by spore formation. Yes, the statement is true. Vegetative propagation in potato and onion is very common. Yes, the statement is true. Sepals are collectively called as corolla. Yes, they are collectively called as corolla. No, sepals are collectively called as calyx, not corolla. Petals are collectively called as corolla. Statement is false. Insect pollinated flowers are dull in color and are without scent. False. They are air pollinated flowers, they are dull in color and without scent. Insect pollination class, they are bright and showy, colorful plants and having the nectar secreting glands present in them. Now take the correct option. The most common method of reproduction in yeast is budding. Now the next one, fruits are formed from ovary. Which of the following can be grown by stem cutting? It is the rose. Stem cutting is the only rose. Vallisneria plants are pollinated by Vallisneria, it is an aquatic plant, so it is pollinated by water. Which of the following can be multiplied by vegetative propagation? Bryophyllum, it is also jasmine, rose. All of them, they are multiplied by vegetative propagation. Which of the following plants undergo vegetative propagation by roots? Vegetative propagation by roots, it is dahlia. Potato, it is stem propagation. Onion also stem, ginger also stem. Only dahlia is the propagation by roots. The opening through which male gametes enter the ovule. The opening through which male gametes enter the ovule, it is called micropyle. That is in the ovule. Stigma, style, ovary, they are the parts of a pistil. And inside the ovary, ovule is present, and in ovule on the downside, the opening is present. That opening is called micropyle. Match the following here. First, Eulothrix, it produces fragmentation. Ferns, that is the spore formation. Chlamydomonas, it is by multiple fission. Carpel, it is the female part. Pollen grain, pollens, it is the male gamete. P, it reproduces by autogamy, that is self-pollination. Right? Now answer the following questions in brief. What is tissue culture? Tissue culture is a technique in which new plants are grown in the test tubes. Name the broad swollen part of a pistil. The broad and swollen part of a pistil is ovary. Name 3 agents of pollination. The 3 agents of pollination are wind, water, and insect. How does ginger reproduce by vegetative propagation naturally? Ginger is modified stem which has nodes and internodes. Axillary buds present at the nodes give rise to the new plants when plant is in soil. Name one flower pollinated by wind. Rice, maize, grasses, they are all pollinated by wind. What is hybridization? The process of obtaining a new variety of plants through artificial pollination is called hybridization. I hope it is clear. The process of obtaining a new variety of plants through artificial pollination is called hybridization. What is self-pollination? Self-pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of another flower on the same plant is called self-pollination. Point out two characteristics of insect pollinated flower. See, insect pollinated flowers, petals are brightly colored to attract insect and flowers are large, scented and contain nectar to attract the insects. I hope it is clear. Now the next, what is binary fission? What is binary fission? And give one example. Binary fission means division. What do you mean by binary fission? Means division of the parent body into two halves to produce two daughter cells, as in case of the bacteria. As you see, the cells enlarges, it goes on feeding. When the cell contents increases inside the cell, single nucleus is not able to control all the activities, then what a protoplasmic content just divides from the center, and the nucleus also divides. After division of the nucleus separates, and in the center the wall formation and the cell separates. Two cells are from the one cell, two cells. Generally it is very common in bacteria, amoeba, etc. Describe two methods of seed dispersal. Fruits either rupture or eaten by animals to release seeds. See, dispersal of seeds takes by the animals or the eating. They also are carried away by the wind, by water, from one place to the another place. What is the significance of seed? The significance of the seed dispersal, see, if all the seeds fall at one place, there will be overcrowding of the seeds. They will not, in the competition, they will not get proper sunlight, absorption of water, air, even soil nutrients are sufficient for there to absorb. So to complete all these things, the seeds are supposed to be dispersed. When they are dispersed, then only they are able to grow it properly. So it is very essential to get proper sunlight, water, air, and the nutrients from the soil, they can be absorbed and they are dispersed by the air, water, meals, animals, etc. Now answer the following question appropriately. What is the difference between sexual and asexual birth? See, sexual reproduction, it involves two parents. Asexual reproduction, it involves only one parent. In sexual reproduction, fusion of male and female gametes occur. They are formed in the different bodies. Whereas in asexual, it does not involve the fusion because the cell divides only content, as I told you in the binary fission. Content increasing, and in the lower animals, this asexual reproduction occurs. Describe three artificial methods of vegetative propagation. The three artificial methods of vegetative propagation: cutting, stem cuttings are they are cut into pieces and planted in the soil, and whatever the pieces you cut, each piece will give rise to a new plant. Layering, an intact branch. When we ask about the layering, how does the layering occur? In intact branch, it is bent and covered with the soil, in the moist soil, as you can see it over here. See, this is the plant of the insect and it is turned down. ये यहाँ से ज्वाइंट है मेन प्लांट से, ये पेरेंट प्लांट है, ये डाल इसकी झुक के जमीन के अंदर आई और उसके बाद यहाँ से ये उसके बाद रूट डेवलप हो गई और यहाँ से ये इसका डिस्टेंस अलग होता है. इसको हम कहते हैं लेयरिंग. ये जनरली जो फ्रूट प्लांट्स होते हैं, जैसे सिट्रस प्लांट बहुत ओल्ड हो गया तो वो इससे डेवलप होता है. काफी फ्रूट प्लांट्स जो होते हैं, देवर एज योर ये चेरी है, जैस्मिन है, ग्रेप वाइन है, इन सब के प्लांट जो है लेयरिंग से डेवलप होते हैं. ग्राफ्टिंग, व्हेन ए पार्ट ऑफ वन प्लांट इज कट एंड इंसर्टेड इनटू द अनदर स्टेम ऑफ द लेयर. जब इसे जो पार्ट कट होता है उसको हम कहते हैं सियॉन, और जो रूटेड प्लांट होता है उसे हम कहते हैं स्टॉक। जैसे देखिए ये सियॉन और ये स्टॉक सेपरेट है, इसको हमने यहाँ पर बाइंड किया, यहाँ पर स्टॉक और सियान को ये बाइंड करते हैं, बाइंड करने के बाद जो बर्ड निकले, इस प्लांट में दोनों के कैरेक्टर्स होंगे। इसमें भी जनरली फ्रूट प्लांट में ग्राफ्टिंग होती है, जिसमें कि इन दोनों प्लांट जो डिजायर्ड कैरेक्टर्स हमको चाहिए, उन डिजायर्ड कैरेक्टर्स के दोनों पार्ट्स प्लांट्स में लेते हैं, इसको टाई अप करते हैं। जैसे एप्पल है, मैंगो है, पियर्स हैं, इन सब में ये प्रैक्टिस ज्यादा इन्वॉल्व होती है। You can see my videos earlier where I explain you, give you the lectures on this. Reproduction in plants and animals I gave you, there you are able to get it clearly. Here I am discussing only the question. Discuss the conditions necessary for this seed germination. Water, air and suitable temperature are the three conditions necessary for seeds to germinate. Explain how fertilization occurs in plant. It is the process of fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete. Fusion of the male and female gamete is called fertilization. Pollen grains carry the male gamete and the ovule contains the female gamete. Now these pollen grains through the style, through the pollen tube, they enter inside the ovule, and through the micropyle they reach inside the ovule, and then the male and female gamete fuses itself. Here space is not there, so I have not written all everything. Give the functions of sepals, petals and stamen. Now here you can see sepals, they protect the flower at bud stage, and they also help in, as they are green in color, so they help in photosynthesis. Petals, they are colorful, so they attract insects for pollen. Stamens, it is the male reproductive part. Stamen, it consists of anther and filament. Filament holds the anther. In anther, pollens are produced, that is the male reproductive gamete, right? What is budding? Describe with answer. See, in a budding, a small outgrowth is called bud, arises on the body of an organism and develops into the new organism. The bud finally get detached from the parent plant, and it is observed in the yeast. As you can see here, see, budding is there, yeast is there. Here these buds are formed, these buds appear, after that they are detached, and detached, then they again give rise to the new plant. Point out three advantages of vegetative propagation. See, the characters present in the parent plant, they are retained, means they can maintain only same as that of the parent plant. It is the faster way of growing new plant. इससे हमारे plant जो होते हैं बहुत ही fast rate से grow करते हैं, growing plant. And this method does not depend on any external agency. This method, it does not depend, any external factor is not required for their growth. What do you mean by artificial pollination? Artificial pollination, it is a technique widely used to improve the quality of crop. When two varieties of plants of desired qualities are pollinated to give rise to desirable characters of both the parent. जैसे दो varieties हैं, दोनों को mix करके हमको plant चाहिए, उसके लिए हम जो है artificial pollination का use करते हैं. Define pollination, define the following. Fertilization, it is the process of fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. Hybrid, the plants obtained after the hybridization, they are called hybrids. Grafting, when, as I told you already, here the grafting, a part of one plant with desired quality is cut and inserted into the stem another plant of the same species to the rooted plant, and then in the next one we will get the characters of the desired plant. Dicot seeds. The seeds which have two cotyledons, they are known as dicot seed, as your gram, pea, etc. Unisexual and differentiate. Unisexual and flowers having only one reproductive part, either male or female. If it either it contains stamens or it contains the pistil, then the flower is said to be unisexual flower, that is either male or female. Bisexual flower, it has both the parts, that is male and female, stamen and pistils both are present, the flower is said to be bisexual. Apigeal and hypogeal germination. Apigeal means the cotyledons are pushed through the soil. Cotyledons comes above the surface of the soil, as in case of beans. And hypogeal germination means the cotyledon remains in the soil. remains in the soil as P and gram. Autogamy, allogamy. Autogamy, self-pollination is called autogamy. Allogamy, cross-pollination is called allogamy. Cutting and grafting. Cutting, a piece of stem is cut and grown under the soil, it is the cutting. Grafting, when stem cuttings from one plant is attached and tied to the rooted stem of another plant to form a new plant of better quality, the process is known as grafting. Now here you see the diagram of a stem. Here draw longitudinal dicot seed. These are the cotyledons. This is the plumule, this is the radicle, and radicle and plumule, where they are combining, that point is called the embryonic axis. Now here you see what it does. See, it consists of two fleshy cotyledons. They are the two fleshy cotyledons which store food for the baby plant. In between the two cotyledons, it is the embryo. Plumule and radicle together, it is called embryo, which consists of radicle and plumule. Radicle gives rise to the root system. Plumule gives rise to the shoot system. Now here you see the diagram. See, in one, as cotyledons are under the soil, they does not come above the, so it is a hypogeal germination. Cotyledons comes above the surface of the soil. They are coming above, so it is epigeal germination. As I told you earlier also, give a reason, the same. Cotyledons remain inside the soil means hypogeal germination. Cotyledons are pushed above the soil to form cotyledonary means it is a epigeal germination. Name one seed each showing types of germination. Hypogeal germination, maize seed P, it is shown hypogeal. Epigeal, as the bean sheets, they show epigeal. I hope everything is clear. Any doubt anywhere, you can ask me in the comment section. Again, we will meet in the next video. Thank you.